If you have ADHD, you've probably tried self-help. You've read the books, you've listened to the podcasts, you've bought the planners and the apps and the courses that promise to fix your productivity, your focus, your life, and maybe some of it helped for a week, maybe even a month, but eventually it stopped working, and you concluded, I'm the problem. I can't follow through. I'm not disciplined enough. But what if the problem isn't you? What if traditional self-help was designed for neurotypical brains? And there's a completely different approach that actually works for ADHD. Here's the fundamental issue. Most self-help is built on the assumption that if you want something badly enough, if you set clear goals and build the right habits, you'll get there. Motivation plus discipline equals success. And for neurotypical brains, that's mostly true. But ADHD brains don't run on motivation and discipline. They run on interest, urgency, novelty, and emotion. You can want something desperately and still not be able to make yourself do it. You can know exactly what you need to do and still watch yourself not do it. That's not a character flaw. That's neurochemistry. And self-help that ignores neurochemistry doesn't work. Let me give you the dopamine explanation. ADHD brains have lower baseline dopamine. Dopamine is what drives motivation, attention, and the ability to initiate tasks. When neurotypical self-help says just do it or build discipline, it's assuming your brain can generate the dopamine needed to start and sustain action. But if your dopamine is chronically low, willpower doesn't work the same way. You need external structure, immediate consequences, or high interest to generate enough dopamine to move. And most self-help doesn't account for that. Traditional self-help tells you to set long-term goals, break them into steps, work on them consistently, delay gratification, stay focused. For ADHD brains, this is almost designed to fail. Long-term goals feel abstract and far away, so they don't generate dopamine. Consistent daily habits feel boring after 3 days, so dopamine drops. Delayed gratification means waiting for a reward your brain can't visualize, so there's no dopamine to sustain effort. And staying focused on something that isn't immediately engaging, forget it. Your brain will find something more interesting within minutes. Here's what ADHD brains need instead. First, they need systems that work with dopamine, not against it. That means using urgency, novelty, or emotional intensity to generate the neurochemical fuel you need to act. Deadlines work better than distant goals because urgency creates dopamine. New projects work better than repetitive habits because novelty creates dopamine. High stakes or emotionally meaningful work creates dopamine. Traditional self-help sees these as crutches. For ADHD, they're tools. Second, ADHD brains need external accountability and structure. Neurotypical self-help loves the concept of intrinsic motivation, doing things because you want to, not because you have to. But ADHD brains often can't rely on intrinsic motivation alone. You need external deadlines, body doubling, accountability partners, or visible consequences. That's not weakness. That's working with your brain's need for external regulation when internal regulation is inconsistent. Third, ADHD brains need permission to do things imperfectly and inconsistently. Traditional self-help fetishizes consistency. Do it every day, build the streak. Never break the chain. But ADHD brains don't do consistency the same way. You might hyper-focus on something for 3 weeks and then not touch it for a month. You might have bursts of intense productivity followed by days of nothing. Self-help calls that failure. But if you're still making progress over time, even if it's not linear, that's not failure. That's how ADHD productivity works. Fourth, ADHD brains need identity-level permission to stop trying to be neurotypical. Most self-help is built on the idea that if you just optimize hard enough, you can become the person who wakes up at 5 a.m., meditates, journals, exercises, meal preps, and works distraction-free for 8 hours. And if you have ADHD, you've probably tried to become that person, and failed, and felt shame. But what if that person isn't the goal? What if the goal is to figure out what works for your actual brain, even if it looks nothing like the productivity influencers? Let me give you some examples of what that actually looks like. Instead of build a morning routine, try identify one transition that anchors you. Maybe it's coffee. Maybe it's a specific song. Maybe it's stepping outside for 30 seconds. That's it. One anchor. Not a routine. Just one thing that signals to your brain the day has started. ADHD brains need simple, flexible anchors, not rigid routines. Instead of set long-term goals and work backwards, try pick something that feels interesting right now and follow the energy. ADHD brains do their best work when they're pulled by interest, not pushed by obligation. Yes, you'll need to manage the boring stuff too. But leading with what actually engages your brain builds momentum. Leading with what you should do kills it. Instead of build discipline through daily habits, try use urgency and novelty to create artificial stakes. Book a public commitment. Tell someone you'll finish by a specific date. Start a new project when the old one gets stale. Rotate between a few different things so novelty stays high. Traditional self-help calls this lack of focus. For ADHD, it's how you stay engaged. Instead of eliminate distractions, try work with your distractibility. Let your mind wander when it needs to. Follow tangents. ADHD brains make connections others miss because they notice what's adjacent, what's related, what doesn't fit. That's not a bug. That's pattern recognition. Yes, you'll need to refocus, but trying to eliminate the wandering eliminates the insight. Here's the shift. Stop trying to fix your ADHD brain with neurotypical tools. Start asking, what does my brain actually need to function well? And then build systems around that, even if they look weird, even if they're inconsistent, even if they don't fit the self-help template. Because the goal isn't to become someone else. The goal is to figure out how to work with who you actually are. If traditional self-help has left you feeling broken, you're not. The advice just wasn't designed for you. This week, pick one thing self-help told you that you should do. And ask, does my brain actually work this way? If not, what would work instead? Next video, we're going deep into a concept from Stoicism that's wildly misunderstood. Amor fati, or love of fate, and why ADHD brains, more than most, need this teaching to stop fighting what is and start working with it. Subscribe if this resonates, and tell me below, What self-help advice have you tried that just didn't work for your ADHD brain? Let me know. You're not alone.